Hola, guten tag, bonjour, terima kasih, ni hao, whatever it is, wherever you are. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Miles, and this is Aromas by Miles. And we've got a great show for you today. Today we're going to get into the top shelf of my fragrance collection. We're going to find the Magnificent Seven, I like to call them. These beauties live on the top shelf of my perfume collection, and they really are heavy hitters, so they're always going to be on the top of these shelves, which are my premium fragrances, if you will. If you're interested in finding out what lives on my top shelf, then stay tuned and please hit the buttons and the bells and everything else. It helps the channel, which supports Medic Outpost nonprofit. So you guys ready? Let's ride. Okay, the first one I have for you really needs no introduction. It's been around for a while, and it's probably one of the most iconic fragrances there is, and we're talking about Baccarat Rouge from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. This fragrance is probably the most duped, the most copied fragrance that there is out there right now. It's got a million different copycats. It's just an unbelievable fragrance. It turns heads. It's one of those fragrances that people are going to ask you what you're wearing when you're out on the street. I mean, that's Baccarat Rouge right there. So what's it made of? Well, it's kind of an airy saffron. It's got jasmine in the top, warm amber and some ambergris in the mids. And then it finishes with some resins and some sweetness. It's transparent, it's powerful, sweet like kind of burnt sugar floating in air, that sort of thing. They say it's got 10 to 12 hours longevity. I don't know about that. Maybe we should do a daily dab on it. But it's an amazing fragrance. It's radiant. It'll fill a room. People will want to know what you're wearing. I mean, it's just that kind of thing. It's it's really not like anything else quite out there. It's just a different kind of fragrance. Again, it's been copied a million times, but let's take a whiff of it. It's not cheap, that's for sure. All right, here we go. I'm going to use my fan that I got in China because I think I don't use as much of this stuff when I do this. Wow. It's a great fragrance. It should be for what it costs. I think I paid $434 for it. So it's definitely not cheap, but one thing you can say about it, it's luxurious, it's addictive. I mean, everyone should experience this once in your life. Get a sample of it, spend the money, because it's a way for you to be able to use it as a benchmark for a lot of these other fragrances. So that's MFK's Baccarat Rouge 540. All right, the next one I have for you is an absolute heavy hitter from my top shelf. One of my favorite fragrances from one of my favorite houses, one of the oldest houses around. This is Guerlain's Spiritus Double Vanille. It's like if vanilla could wear a tuxedo, I mean, this stuff would be it. It's a Guerlain masterpiece for me, and again, one of my most favorite fragrances in the world. Let's get this on strip because I just love to smell this stuff. I would blow it up in the air, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use, again, my trusty apparatus. Oh, wow. Dark, boozy vanilla, kind of soaked in rum. It's just an absolute incredible fragrance. I don't know how to describe it. It's got some incense, a little bit of cedar, some smoky resins in it that kind of come out a little bit after the dry down. It's rich, it's smooth. It's kind of sexy to me. It's very sexy, in fact. But it's not a dessert vanilla. It's not a gourmand. It's kind of grown up kind of elegance. It stays close to the skin, projects a little bit, not too much, and they say it's 8 to 10 hours, but it's a cozy, refined kind of scent. So I can't recommend it enough. It's more complex than Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. It's richer and darker than Nishani's Ani, but Ani's pretty sweet, sweeter than this, I think. The DNA is just luxury. All of this level of Guerlain fragrances are really luxurious. It's in that L'Art de Matrier collection. Sorry, my French absolutely sucks. But it's for vanilla lovers who want some depth, but not too sugary, not too gourmand. It's timeless sophistication in a bottle. That's Guerlain's Spiritus Double Vanille. It's on my top shelf. Go out and sample that one if you hadn't been able to to get your nose on this one. It's expensive. I paid $325 for it at Neiman Marcus, and that was $100 cheaper than just about anywhere else I looked for it. So keep that in mind. Again, not easy to find, but it's a top shelf fragrance. Take a look at it. So we've got another, it's funny that all these things are so, all these fragrances are so hyped and so powerful that you knew it was going to be on here, so you might as well go ahead and get ready for it. It's Creed's Aventus, the king, the legend, whatever you want to call it. It's been out for quite a while. Every man knows this fragrance. It's just amazing. I know you know what it looks like, but this is the original Aventus. This isn't the Absolute. So let's put this one on strip because I think this one is a better representation of the DNA of this unbelievable Creed fragrance. So I'm going to do a little air blast on this baby. Make sure I don't spray myself in the face. Got my trusty Notes Shanghai equipment. Man. Yeah, there's nothing like it. It's the quintessential pineapple fragrance. It put pineapple on the map in fragrances. And the pineapple and bergamot opening is just stunning. Smoky birch kind of in the hearts. And then it dries down with some oak moss and a little bit of musk. It's fresh, fruity, masculine scent, powerful even with the pineapple and the bergamot. So the performance isn't great, 6 to 8 hours, but that's because of all those fruits up in front. It's got a strong opening though, and it commands attention. When you walk into a room, people are going to know what you're wearing for sure. It's smoother than most of the other fragrances out there, and it's more refined than any of those millions of clones that are out there. I think the quality of the ingredients in the fragrance and maybe the history behind Creed itself, because it's one of the oldest fragrance houses out there, it's still the benchmark for these fruity, masculine, smoky kind of fragrances. You could call it confidence in liquid form, or it's sort of, hey, watch this, hold my Creed Aventus. It's a classic, that still deserves a lot of hype, and it gets tons of hate everywhere. The Absolute is got a little more depth to it, but again, I think that the Creed Aventus, the original, is where you should start because it's going to give you a better feel for that classic Creed Aventus DNA. So take a look at that one. If you don't have it already, it's expensive as hell. This was $389 for 50 ml. That's not a lot of juice for that money, but that's what happens when they hit on a absolute classic. So give that one a smell from a decant or go somewhere and smell it. I think you're going to be really happy with it. Okay, the next one I've got for you is a classic favorite. You guys probably figured out that this was going to be on the list at somewhere along the way, and that's Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. And Tobacco Vanille is one of those fragrances. I mean, what can you say? It's just, one spray and, you're luxurious. Winter begins. That's what Tom Ford gives you with this fragrance. He's got some others that are fantastic too, but this fragrance for winter there's nothing like it. So I'm going to fire a little of this off. Ready? Here we go. God. Man, that is one puckered up little fragrance right there. Man, it's, sweet pipe tobacco kind of drenched in vanilla. It's got some dried fruits and a little bit of warm spice in it that you can pick up in the dry down. It's thick, cozy, opulent. It's kind of like it's like a private club in a bottle. And what comes to mind when I smell it is going into a men's club that, one of the old-fashioned men's clubs where there's cigar smoke and, an old dark bar and leather chairs and that sort of thing. And people are kind of huddle around these little tables with these big leather chairs and having these conversations and cognac and this and that. That's what it gives me. It's a men's club where you actually talk to people, not the other men's clubs. So don't send me comments on that, okay? The performance, 10 to 12 hours. It's a bold projection and it kind of announces your presence. It's another one It's another one of those statement pieces. what would you compare it to? Well, there's really nothing to compare it to, but it's sweeter than Harrods. Certainly less boozy than Double Vanille. It's the best, tobacco vanilla scent ever made. I mean, it's a cold weather legend. It's definitely a cold weather scent. You're not going to wear this any other time, but it really does cause you to think about winter beginning. And man, for me, I'm just looking for the weather to get to where I can wear it. And a lot of times, I think I've said this before, is I'm in warmer weather. So when I go farther north and you get a cold front or something, I'm ready to pull this thing out. It's certainly not cheap. I paid $365 for it. I found it once at a discounter. So that was my discounter price, $365 for a tiny ass little bottle. But it's one of those fragrances that if you're really collecting, you're really serious about getting high end, it's a designer, but it's kind of in the niche category too. So it's worth spending the money on. It's one of those things that kind of you build your foundation of your collection around, I think. And that's the Completely Decadent Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. Give it a shot. Okay, the next one is another favorite of mine. I guess these things are all fragrances that are favorites of mine because they're all up on my top shelf. This one is YSL's Baby Cat. And I don't know if you guys out there or women have smelled this before, but if you have, I think that you're gonna be incredibly impressed. It's bold and spicy. And for me, it's dangerously addictive. I was so surprised the first time I tried this about, I don't know, a year or so, year and a half ago. It just absolutely knocked me on my ass. And I went out immediately and bought it. So let's get this one on the fan, as we say. This is, again, one of my favorites. I'll do another one. God. Opening, it opens up with pink pepper, black pepper. It's kind of fiery and spicy, and it's wrapped in this creamy vanilla that I like, this thick vanilla. There's resins in it, and then that suede leather kind of comes in to give it depth and some edge. Sweet, spicy, smoky, all at the same time. So I just can't tell you how much I like this fragrance. I did a daily dab on this fragrance a couple of weeks ago, and it's got strong projection. It leaves a trail. If you want to know exactly how it feels when you're wearing it out on the street, check out the daily dabs. It's on the channel, Baby Cat. You'll be pleasantly surprised, I think, but it's an interesting comparison. So this one's more daring than Double Vanille, not quite as vanilla-y, not quite as sweet, spicier and darker than Ani, Nashani's Ani. It's a statement piece. It's a kind of a rebellious vanilla statement piece that people are just going to love. For those of you guys who like vanilla, maybe vanilla with an attitude, check out Baby Cat by YSL. It's worth the $280 I paid for it. All right, let's take a look at the next one here. The next one, as you guys probably guessed, it's going to be on the list somewhere, is Parfums de Marly's Layton. And, Layton, everyone says out there that Layton is the most complimented fragrance that they own. When they wear it, especially in a crowd or something like that, it really projects out and people know what it is, and they get compliments with it. So for me, I don't wear it very often, and to be honest with you, it's not one of my most favorite top shelf fragrances out of this Magnificent Seven. For sure, it would be the one I wear the least, but let's get it on strip. It's still a fine, fine scent. But for me, maybe it's the opening that just doesn't do it for me. It's just, honestly, it's just not my style, really. It opens with fresh apple and bergamot, and maybe the fresh apple's what I don't like. It's got creamy vanilla. There's a little bit of lavender in the mids, and then it dries down into a spicy, woody kind of base. It's crowd pleasing for sure. It's DNA that's solid, that's got a million flankers, not flankers, but clones out there. It's sweet and fresh, but for me, it's maybe too sweet, too fresh. I don't know. It's got decent longevity, 8 to 10 hours, a pretty smooth projection. Not hangs closer to the skin. But for me, it's sweeter than YSL Y, EDP. It's more refined than most of the designer fragrances. It's not a designer fragrance, it's a true niche. But it just isn't my style, but it's certainly worth a look. And if you want a crowd pleaser and one that has a track record, Parfum de Marly's Layton is definitely one to try. So get a sample of it if you haven't smelled it before. And honestly, this one's not as expensive as so many of the others here. I paid $172 at discounters for this 50 ml. This bottle's heavy. The presentation's good. There's a lot of good things about it. I don't want to hate on it, but it's just not it's not the most pleasing to me with my style. Okay? So we're at the last of the Magnificent Seven, and this is going to be what you probably thought was going to be on there. Honey, tobacco, pure Italian luxury. This is one of my most favorite fragrances. This is my style. I've talked about it many times on the channel at different times, and I just can't get away from it. It's a fragrance that just absolutely blows me away. I can't tell you how this thing kind of started my fragrance journey, at least with niche fragrances. The first time I probably spent more than $200 is I read some reviews on this. I decided to go ahead and pull the trigger on it, and I have not been disappointed 1 second with this beautiful fragrance. So let's get this. I could just spray this one all day. God. You know, it's, how do I describe it? It's that opening it's bright citrus, but it doesn't bother me like some of the others. The honey and the lavender in the heart notes give it a little bit of a push, and then it's got tobacco and the vanilla in the base. It's sweet, warm. It's just smooth, man. It's Rico Suave kind of smooth. You know, Holy Meadow Muffins, Batman kind of smooth. I mean, it is absolutely a gem. I've done a daily dab on this, but the longevity is really good, but it does change as it goes along. So check out the daily dab. I'll try and put a link up there if I can figure out how, but check the channel. You'll be able to find it. It's a short, daily dabs are short. It's powerful, elegant. It's got a great scent bubble. It stays with you at least for the first part of it, and it's just a statement piece. It's just so rich and smooth. It's richer and smoother than Tobacco Vanille and sweeter than Herod, and you know, it's just a perfect balance of honey and tobacco. I don't know, can't remember the perfumer, of course, but it's absolutely one of the best honey tobacco fragrances out there. Luxurious, addictive. It's certainly worth, if you haven't sampled it before or you don't own it, then you need to go out and take a look at this one, because it's a way to build your collection around these foundations that I've been talking about, my top shelf fragrances. So that's Xerjoff's Naxos in that 1861 collection. Definitely get your nose on that one. Well, there you go. I hope all of you have enjoyed my top shelf fragrances here at the end of the year. They're not new, but they're never going to get old. And I got to tell you, if these 7 fragrances could wear heels, then my end of year would be fantastic. But I absolutely love all of them. You know that Naxos is one of my most favorite fragrances. But what I wanted to, if you're new to the fragrance addiction, I'm going to offer you some advice. I mean, you know, free advice is worth the price you pay, right? But there's so much emphasis. There's so many videos out there and advice about cheapies and clone fragrances and all that. And yes, I own a lot of clone fragrances and a lot of the cheaper fragrances too. But I would suggest that if you're going to build your collection, if you're going to start getting into this and really wanting to explore this world of smells and aromas, then I would suggest that you take a look at spending a little bit of money and developing some foundations in your fragrance collection. By that I mean spending money on the classics, on the ones that have the really, really good ingredients and have been out there for a while, and do it that way. So you buy 3 or 4 of those, and then you're able to smell how these clones and how these dupes and all these other fragrances compared to those 4 or 5 foundations that you bought. They're not cheap, that's for sure. But you can get away with those 5 fragrances for the rest of your life and don't have to buy any more either, because you've gotten to the top. So just a suggestion, but building a fragrance collection with a foundation is what I did, and I'm very pleased with it. I've got 500 or 600 of these damn things now. I've spent more money on these things than I'd probably spend on a house, but that's my year-ending gift to you is buy quality and then fill it in with other things. So thanks for joining me on Aromas by Miles. I know you have choices on what you want to watch, and I appreciate you spending a few minutes with me. I always do. Please do your part to help Medic Outpost nonprofit by subscribing and giving the video a like and a subscribe. It's free and it helps a lot of people around the world. So please, and ring the bell when you can, so you'll know when I post another video, and check out the links up there somewhere over there. I don't know where they are. And take a look at the channel. There's some great little daily dabs on there that only take a few minutes. So everyone be safe. Hope you all have a wonderful end of the year, and we'll see you in the next one. Adios.